It's been a riveting 11 weeks of football so far in the 2022 NFL season, but today I am going to share with you the top players at their position on the offensive side of the ball. You can think of this as the All-Pro First Team. This list is my accurate view on the players who are playing at the top of their position and seeing towards the future as who will finish at the top of their position once the regular season is over, which would garner them a spot on the All-Pro list. Let's start off with the most coveted position in football, the general, the leader of the offense, the QB. This is the easiest position to pick as there has been one QB who has been playing better than everyone else by an immense amount, Patrick Mahomes. As of week 11, he is first in passing yards, first in passing touchdowns, tied first for most 40-plus yard completions downfield, third in yards per pass attempt, and holds the number one seed in the AFC with a glorious 8-2 record. People thought this offense would digress with the loss of the league's most explosive threat in Tyreek Hill, but Mahomes shows he does not need the cheetah to succeed in this league, as he continues to make throws that only he can complete and outsmarts the defenses, making them look silly, and most likely projecting himself to his second MVP award. Moving on to the running back position, this was a little bit more challenging to pick the number one running back in the NFL since we have so many running backs playing at an elite level right now, but I decided to go with the guy who not only dictates his team's success, but is the primary reason they have a chance at the Super Bowl every year, and that is King Derrick Henry. And as crazy as it may sound, the King only gets better as the season goes on, and he's just hitting his stride right now. And he's running away with the rushing crown yet again as he leads the league in rushing yards. He's third in rushing touchdowns, fourth in missed tackles force, and first in yards after contact. Not to mention, he's also running his team to a 7-3 record, sitting comfortably upon the top of the AFC South. What separates King Henry from other running backs is how important his play style works in games. Without King Henry, this team wouldn't perpetuate any fear into opposing teams. Ryan Tannehill is not a top 10 QB. The defense isn't good enough to win you games. This team thrives on King Henry bulldozing people and fighting for extra yards to keep drives alive. They wear defenses down and suck up the clock so opposing offenses have little opportunities to score. Not only that, but his playstyle opens up play-action passing for Ryan Tannehill and sucks up defenders into the box since their main priority is stopping the King. So even though guys like Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, and Austin Ekeler provide a lot more value as a pass catcher, none of them share the same prominence as a guy like Derrick Henry. Moving on to the wide receivers, I have the Cheetah Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, and Davante Adams. I picked Tyreek Hill for obvious reasons. He's on pace for 2,000 yards, which would break the NFL record from a receiver, and has proven to be unstoppable even if Tua isn't there. And just based on his target share and production so far, it would take a season-ending injury to slow this guy down at this point. With Justin Jefferson, he is the third most targeted wide receiver in the NFL, second in receiving yards right now, and the same with Tyreek Henry. These offenses revolve around getting these star wide receivers the ball early and often, and they are both just the best wide receivers in football, plain and simple. Justin Jefferson has some of the best footwork and route running in the NFL. He has been finishing with some of the toughest catches all year and getting more of those 50-50 balls compared to last year. And Tyreek Hill in general is just one of the quickest guys in the NFL we've ever seen. His ability to create separation with his top end speed is unmatched, and he just has great hands. He can do it all from a wide receiver standpoint. After torching Patrick Surtain last week, who was the top 5 cornerback this year, I had to put Davante Adams in here. The Raiders offense has been up and down all year, but Davante Adams continues to dominate any coverage a team throws at him. He has some of the best hands in the NFL, the best route running in my opinion, so sharp, so clean, and has great football IQ. If it wasn't for Cooper Kupp's injury, Kupp would be on this first team of wide receivers, but he is most likely out for the season, and I know his ankle surgery is only 68 weeks. The Rams playing so bad right now, I could imagine them probably letting him just take a rest for the whole season given there's no reason for him to play. Moving on to the tight end position, it's a no-brainer picking Travis Kelce. He leads all tight ends in every major category, yards, touchdown, receptions, you name it. There is no debate this year that Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the league. And he's on pace at age 33 to set a record year for himself in every single stat category, cementing himself as one of the greatest tight ends to ever play in the NFL. Moving on to the guys in the trenches, the big guys who don't make the flashy plays or get enough credit, we have left tackle Andrew Thomas. He's a third-year player from the New York Giants and has played incredible all year. 682 offensive snaps played and only 9 QB pressures, 1 QB hit, and 0 sacks for the whole year so far. And that's with going up against the likes of Michael Parsons and the number 1 sack team in the Cowboys, the rookie Aiden Hutchinson out of Detroit, and Brian Burns in Carolina. Not to mention being stellar in run blocking, and if it wasn't for his elite play at left tackle, this Giants offensive line would be the worst in the NFL by far, since everyone else on that offensive line has struggled mightily. Moving on to the right tackle, we got Lane Johnson. Eagles offensive lineman is the #1 line in the league thanks to his performance, and he has 639 total snaps on the year and has allowed 0 sacks, 0 hits, and only 7 pressures, with 3 penalties on the year. Not to mention his run blocking is second to none. The Eagles have the 6th most rushing yards in the league with an average running back in Miles Sanders, which goes to show how good Lane Johnson really is at run blocking. Also on the Eagles, we have their 12-year veteran center, Jason Kelce, who is still the #1 center in the NFL. 670 snaps as of now and has yet to allow a sack, a QB hit, and only 7 pressures on the season. Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce are the unsung heroes of this Eagles offense and probably the biggest concern for opposing defenses, given they have faced the best pass rushers in Darius Smith, Danielle Hunter, Micah Parsons, and the Cowboys defensive line, and they have outperformed all of them so far. Finalizing our offense, we have the guards. Left guard Joe Bitonio is still playing at an elite level, only allowing 1 sack and 5 QB hits and 702 snaps this season. But most of his success comes from his run blocking. One of the best pulling guard linemen in the league and still to this day, always gets out in front of Chubb and basically acts as a human brick wall to defenders. Finally, we have Zach Martin, who isn't new to being an All-Pro. I mean, he has 5 All-Pro selections, and even at the age of 32, he is still performing at a high level for this Cowboys offensive line. He has 0 sacks allowed on the season and only 1 QB hit allowed, while having the Cowboys at 8th in total rushing yards for the year. Now, if you want to see the top performing players on the defensive side of the ball, leave a comment showing some support or give it a like. Or tell me I'm an idiot who just watches football in the comments and I'll really know you enjoyed the video.